Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Giant or somewhere in between. Round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello, Knocked Prone family. Before we get to today's episode, I wanted to share something that's very near and dear to my heart. The holiday season is rapidly approaching, and with it comes the season of charity. Many of you may not know this, but when I was 11 years old, I was hit by a truck while I was on my bike, and I wasn't wearing a helmet. I was in critical condition, and I had to be life-flighted over an hour away from my home. I broke every single bone in my face. I had massive brain trauma that left me bedridden. I had multiple teeth lost, bone broken, and doctors told my mom and my dad that even if I did live, I would be blind, deaf, if not, well, dead. I was in a medically induced coma, and then after the medically induced coma, I had to relearn how to walk and talk, and this took just about a month, and during that time, my parents had nowhere to stay. This is where the Ronald McDonald House came in to save my parents. Now, the Ronald McDonald House Charity is a charity that provides housing for parents that have children that are critically ill or injured that also live 30 miles or more away from where the hospital is located. The Ronald McDonald House was a miracle for my family, as they were able to use those finances that they would have used on expensive housing. Instead, they used for medical procedures to help me survive and to thrive as I do now. My story is one of millions, as there are hundreds of Ronald McDonald Houses worldwide, and we at the Knocked Prone podcast want to give back this holiday season to the Ronald McDonald House. For every dollar that is donated to the Knocked Prone Patreon for the month of December, we at Knocked Prone are going to match and send that same amount of money to the Ronald McDonald Foundation in order for them to be able to provide this care for numerous other families that have children in critical conditions, as I was. So please help us change lives by going over to patreon.com/knocked. That's knocked, Knocked, and we will match your money, as well as you get all the amazing benefits of being a Knocked Prone patron. So again, head over to patreon.com/knocked. That's knocked, Knocked, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and on to the episode. Let's get going. This one might be a little shorter.
Yeah, because I'll probably get one shot within the first 10 seconds, so it might be a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Danny playing Yui.
Awesome. So as last we left our adventurers, Yui went through the Brall Mall with the help of the Lambs of the Slaughter. The Lambs of the Slaughter kind of showed him around, showed him some cool things about this Arctic-themed mall. They walked through a bunch of stores. Yui found a war room and found his father, Shimayato. And Shimayato was being used as like this slave of a brain to create weapons for the Lambs of Slaughter. And so when Yui went to go fight the giants, he pulled a fast one on Hope, the leader of the Lambs of Slaughter, and decided to flip the script and fight for the giants instead. As the fight commenced, Hope decided to flip the script yet again and send in some of her men through a speaking stone that she commanded them to commence whatever is about to happen. And so with that, that's where we left off. Yui, you were last in the initiative, so it is your turn.
Alrighty. Well, as they charge forward, do I see where they are charging from?
So they have not entered yet. You just hear an explosion in the distance.
Oh, I just hear an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so you have a full hour on that whisper in the head with the artist formerly known as Giant. And so, yeah, that's still up. It's only been about like 15 minutes max.
Whispering in my head, I'll be like, what was that explosion? As I quickly, jump down off this table, kind of crouch a little bit behind it, not really actually leaving his range, not really doing anything, just for looks, hop off, kind of crouch behind the table, and I'll pop open my potion and guzzle it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm rolling so bad.
Oh my goodness.
3 ones in a row, baby.
Ooh.
All right, that's okay though. That's fine. 3 plus 4, that's 7. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to use my second wind.
Nice.
Which is going to be a 2 plus my fighter level, which is 4.
Oh.
So it's a 13 total. It's plus 4 on that one. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So you heal for 13 hit points.
Not as much as I was hoping for, but it is something. It is health. We're taking the health.
Yeah. So that's your bonus action and action, and a little bit of your movement. Are you moving anywhere else?
No, I don't think I can afford the
attack of
opportunity. So I just brace myself for this wolf's next attack.
Okay, and speaking of the dire wolf, it is the dire wolf's next turn. He will look at you and he will do his bite attack. That is going to be a 9 to hit.
That misses.
All right.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah. So you also have half cover as you are squatted below this.
I'm using
stage.
So imagine I'm standing under the stage, trying to use the pole that goes down from a table. Ducking my head left and right behind the pole, so it has to try to follow me.
Yeah, and it lashes its bite out at you at the wrong turn, and so it misses, and that's its turn. The fight between Jimmy 3/4 Nelson and the monk suit will continue, but we're just going to follow you for a second.
I do want to try to take a quick look, see how I think that's going, which way I think it's leaning.
It is definitely leaning towards Jimmy 3/4 Nelson.
Awesome. So as soon as I see he's doing well, I'm just going to take out my med kit as I'm still dodging and start wrapping up bandages as I dodge my head to both sides, using my medic feat to heal myself up again. Using a d6, which will probably roll a 1 again. A 2. We'll take it.
Yeah, it's something.
2 plus 4 for the medic kit as well, so that's 6 health.
So you use your action to bandage yourself up with this healer's kit, bringing you back up another 6 hit points. So you're looking much better than the 4 that you started this session off with. But with that, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
As my bonus action, I will disengage, run over, and hop on 3/4 Nilsson's back, basically just be kind of back to back.
Okay, yeah. So you'll disengage. The wolf will kind of try and lash out at you a little bit, but obviously misses as you are very agile and dexterous. And with that, the lair action is going to happen, and you hear the explosions getting louder as you hear footsteps, and the music that was blasting in the Boreal bathroom next to you gets cut short, and you hear in place of it screaming and gunfire and explosions, and then now it's going to be the direwolf's turn, and it's going to roll to hit you. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that'll be 17 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy.
And I'll need you to make me a strength save.
11?
With an 11, you are knocked prone. Go ahead and gain an inspiration point.
Nice. Classy strat.
Classic. Yes, but you are knocked prone as this direwolf stands above you, and it is raring for your neck.
We're doing all right. We're technically alive.
Okay.
That is what needs to be.
You see Jimmy 3/4 Nelson pop the head off of this monk suit and punch the brain through the glass and completely decimate this monk suit. And that's the end of his turn and the end of that fight. So Jimmy 3/4 Nelson can now help you with the fight against the direwolf if you'd like. But with that, it's going to be your turn again, Yui.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to make a distraction strike, do a quick stab on this direwolf.
Okay.
13?
A 13 will not hit.
Oh, I want this one to land. It's a good one. I'm just going to burn that inspiration immediately.
All right.
No hesitation.
Nice.
All right, that's a 23.
A 23 will hit.
Alrighty, so I'm just going to do a quick stab. 9 damage total on that hit.
Nice.
Plus, I'm going to burn the superiority dice. So that's 7 more damage.
Nice.
And so as I, like, quickly stab it under, I'm going to, like, unstab, sweep its legs, kind of trying to knock it off balance. It doesn't actually get knocked prone, but giving the next person to hit it advantage, and then use my bonus action to disengage and slip right behind this guy. So I kind of, like, mess up the wolf, dash behind my, good old giant buddy and try to give him a chance to do a good hit.
Sounds great. So smoke starts to fill the room as you hear another pop, and a team of monks are going to break in through the doors, and holding these guns, they're going to start firing at some of the giants. And at this time, the giants have armed themselves, and there's this huge commotion going on around you. But with that, it's the direwolf's turn, and so the direwolf is going to try and hit you. A 20 to hit?
That will hit. So I am currently behind this guy, if that matters.
Oh,
But it might
yes, that does
not.
matter. The direwolf will go after the giant Jimmy 3/4 Nelson instead. A 20 will still land on Jimmy 3/4 Nelson, and the direwolf will deal 15 points of damage to Jimmy. He's not looking great, but that's okay. And with that, that's the end of the direwolf's turn. Jimmy will now attack on this creature, and he has advantage, correct?
Yes.
Good thing he had advantage because he rolled a 3, but with a 17 plus Jimmy's bonuses, that will definitely hit the direwolf. 7 points of damage. That was absolute minimum.
Been getting all the minimums today.
Yeah, and with that, that's the end of Jimmy 3/4 Nelson's turn. It is your turn, Yui.
I'm like, do I have more healing? But I do not. Alrighty, well, I'll use my movement to kind of pop out from behind him, launch my 2 knives real quick. This time, feeling a little bit more confident now that I've got my buddy here. We're outnumbering him. For a second, I was worried from when I kind of dissociated for a second. So that's not going to hit. But does a 17 hit?
A 17 will hit.
Alrighty, so with my bonus action attack, I will do 8 damage.
8 damage?
Yeah, and sneak attack, 7.
Nice. Okay. With a 7, this direwolf is looking very pained, and his essence starts like flickering, but as you see like this life draining from him a little, but he's not dead yet. With that, it's going to be the monks who have come in with guns turns, and they are mowing down a bunch of giants, and it seems like they're not that they're winning, that the monks, the Lambs of Slaughter, are slaughtering the giants. And
Oh, shoot. Is there? Okay. So, like, with that in mind, with the end of my turn, I still have some movement. I see them, like, or at least it feels like, it sounds like they have the element of surprise. It was their attack. I remember in my head that she told me whose trap was it, and I'm like, oh, no.
yeah.
I'm going to look at 3/4 Nelson and be like, you've got this guy, right?
No. I might die.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I won't run, but I will duck back behind him and give him like pats of reassurance.
Oh yes, and he's like,
so I'm like behind him, like,
yeah,
you
he's
got
like,
this. I like jump up on his back, give him like that like nice shoulder massage, but I have to use like all of my like muscles to try to like knead into it.
He's so tense. He's like, I might die. I thought I was gonna win, but even if I do win, they're killing people out there.
We can fix this.
I just want to play a game of soccer. And he like starts to cry a little bit.
I know where your dad is.
You know my dad? I want to be with my dad.
Let's go get your dad.
Okay. And with that, the dire wolf is going to chomp at Jimmy 3/4 Nelson, and it gets a 17 to hit, which will hit his armor class, and it will deal...
Oh, wait. I use protection.
Okay.
I can impose disadvantage, so I as he goes to bite, I'll throw another knife right in front of him to try to distract his eyes.
He gets a 16 to hit this time, which unfortunately with an armor class of 11 is still going to hit.
I jump in front. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, all right, go for it.
16 points of damage off of this ogre, and he falls to the floor unconscious. So Jimmy 3/4 Nelson falls to the floor unconscious.
Okay.
And with that, Jimmy's going to roll a death save. He rolls a 12, so he has one success, and it's going to be your turn again, Yui.
Alrighty. So seeing him fall, I will quickly do another... I'm going to charge at this wolf. After he takes down my friend, we just had that nice moment. So I'm going to take the knives, spawning both my action and bonus action knife in my two different hands. I'm just going to stab them together from both sides of his mouth.
Yeah, roll to hit.
18 on the first one.
That'll hit.
And even higher on the next one.
That'll hit.
Alrighty. I don't get sneak attack because
yes, he's not deceased, but almost.
Yes. That's 15 damage.
Okay. So you deal 15 damage to this dire wolf, and it falls to one knee and then transforms into a small human boy who's been grown with this purple goop. He has blonde, disheveled hair, hazel-ish eyes. He's got this cape on around him, and he has this little necklace, or this little armband that's blue. And you wouldn't recognize this character, but this character is Tess.
Oh, snap!
But as he falls out of his wild shape form, he is beaten, bloodied by these monks who have captured him. He still has that purple goop collar around him, but it looks like he's within an inch of his life. They had to beat him into submission to get him into his direwolf form.
Upon seeing the direwolf transform into this young boy, do I sense whether or not he still is any kind of threat?
Well, as he gets knocked out, he's through very pained. He'll say, "Please help me. I need to get back to my friends."
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, so as soon as he says this, and I see because I did see him use the purple goop and stuff. I don't know the full lore behind it, how they had to beat him to his half health to get him to transform, but I assume they were controlling him somehow. And I'm going to use my med kit action
as you catch Tess. As Tess falls to the ground, nearly unconscious, you see the room filled with a bunch of dead giants and monks that are continuing forward. And with that, you kind of see off in the distance, you see your friends peeking through the doorway with Tess in your arms, seemingly dead. And I think that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
So my name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I am joined here by the players to my left.
Danny playing Yui.
All right, awesome. We hope you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling, and please refer us to a friend or drop us a review, because that will help us get out into more people's listening libraries. Word of mouth is the best thing you can do. But even better than the word of mouth thing, you could go over to patreon.com/knocked. That's knocked, KNOCKED, to support us on Patreon, because our patrons are the best people on earth. And Yeah, so shout out to Tess, who made a guest appearance on this episode, and you did not know that he was fighting Tess this whole time, and so I'm really happy about that. Anyway, I'm going to leave on a high note, so when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't see that coming, honest.